Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Taylor, for those of you who have never been here before, and today we're talking about some gameplay tips for The Sims 4 that you may not know. These are kind of geared towards beginners or people who have just started playing the game, but I know that there are a lot of you out there who have been playing for a long time that may not know all of these, so it might be helpful to you. I don't know. These are the kind of tips that I wish I would have known when I first started playing The Sims 4. However, when I first started playing The Sims 4, the game was worse than it is now, so who knows if this even would have been helpful back then. But we're going to jump into some of my favorite gameplay tips that will hopefully be helpful to you if you have just started playing or you've been playing for a long time and you just maybe forgot about some of these. So the first thing on this list is that you should always pay attention to your Sim's aspiration-related bonus trait. So when you get a Sim to age up from a teenager to an adult, or you create like a young adult, or elder Sim and create a Sim, you're going to be able to choose their first aspiration. Now you're able to change this aspiration at any time. However, there is one part of it that you cannot change. All of these aspirations come with a bonus trait, but it's only applied for your very first aspiration. So for example, if you were to pick the serial romantic or soulmate aspiration, you're going to get the alluring trait. If you were to pick the jokestar aspiration, you're going to get gregarious, for example. These are important to think about. So you don't want to pick something that you are only going to do for a little bit. So for example, if you were going to have a Sim who was going to go to university, so that was kind of what you were going to build up to, but in the long run, you wanted them to be an artist, you may honestly want to pick an art related, so like for example the painter extraordinaire aspiration, you may want to pick that first and then change it to an academic aspiration so that they can get that bonus trait of muser instead of having the one that is tied to the academic aspiration. This will be helpful for more of the long term, and then you can kind of think about what you want them to do later but still be able to change your aspiration at any time, which is very nice about The Sims 4. So like in that example, the muser trait is going to help them be more creative, be better artists just in general, which will also help them through university or through other things they may do in their life. So you want to make sure that you're picking aspirations that have a really good reward trait that can help your Sim. The second thing on this list is that you can click to auto-solve needs. So in your needs panel, each little thing, like the little bladder has like a little toilet and all of those little things, you're able to actually click on those and your Sims will just beep bop over and complete whatever they need to do to fill that need. The only thing you should be aware of is that a lot of the time, if you click the energy one, the Sims will just kind of go nap. They'll either nap on a bed or nap on a couch. Most of the time, unless they're very, very tired, they won't choose to go to sleep for the night. So you should definitely send them to bed yourself without trying to auto-solve, but the rest of them, they will go and complete this in whichever way they feel like doing, which makes it a little bit more fun, especially for things like fun, where you might get them to watch TV every time. Maybe they want to go play on the computer, or they want to go play chess, I don't know, whatever makes them happy. The next thing is that you should definitely pay attention to the quality of your Sims' beds. This may sound a little bit ridiculous, but Sims need sleep, just like actual humans, and the quality of their bed is actually going to help them in the long run. So there's two ways that you can do this. You can either buy them a nicer bed, which is going to cost you a lot of simoleons, and when you hover over different beds in the build by catalog, you'll notice that it has different things. So it'll be like comfort levels and all of that. That's going to kind of tell you whether or not they should sleep in it. There's even one that is uncomfortable for adults. So never buy that for an adult Sim because they will hate it. So you can buy a nicer bed that costs a little bit more money, or with the Sims 4 Tiny Living, they added the ability to actually upgrade your beds with the Handiness skill, and you can use this instead to make it a little bit more comfortable and make them have a better night's sleep. This will put them in better moods, it'll make them sleep faster, and it's just overall really great to have your Sims need less time to sleep and have more time to do other things. The next thing is that with The Sims 4 City Living, around that time we were given the option to add lot traits, and this is available in the base game, and you just have different lot traits depending on which packs you have. These lot traits can affect a ton of different things in your gameplay. You can have some that are going to make your skills go up faster. You can have some that make you feel more romantic when you're in this house. You can have some that gives it a higher probability of you having twins or triplets. There's some where things like penny pixies, where you'll just get like random amounts of money that can be really helpful if you're doing something like a rags to riches. There are so many lot traits that you need to know about that can completely change up the way that your house functions and make it easier for your Sims to live there. You get to choose 3 lot traits and you can completely customize these unless you're living in specific city living apartments that have locked lot traits like needs TLC or historic or things like that, and then you only get to pick 2, but you do still get to choose them. There are also a bunch of lot traits for residential lots that you can use, and it's just really, really fun to kind of mix up your gameplay. Like, the next thing is that you should always add a smoke detector in your homes if you don't want your Sims to die. Before the Eco Lifestyle update, we actually didn't have firefighters in the game, and smoke detectors just kind of told you that it was fire, like it wasn't really useful. But now if you have a smoke detector in your game and there is a fire near the smoke detector, the firefighters will immediately be called instead of you having to do it manually, which can save your Sim's life in many cases. You should definitely put a smoke detector in your kitchens. You should put them near your grills just in case. Definitely if you have laundry day stuff, put it in your laundry rooms, because if you don't clean the lint trap, there's fire. And if you decide to have one of those kids' science table things, those can catch fire as well. So you may want to put one near there if it's in your kid's bedroom. It's just kind of important to make sure that you're keeping your Sims safe, saving their lives, all those things. So when The Sims 4 first came out, the entire emotions system was very important, and each career had an ideal emotion set to it. Now they decided to get rid of that, and they made it so that energized is actually the best one for all of them. So you should take a brisk shower every day before your Sims go to work. This will actually cause their needs to go down a little bit slower, making them have a better day at work and just have a better day overall. Plus a brisk shower is just fun, you know? It makes you all excited and energized and happy. Another thing about careers in The Sims 4 is that you should definitely change the way that your Sim is performing at work and what they're doing. So there's different things like work hard, socialize, slack off, and these will actually have different effects on your Sims. So like slacking off or like having fun or playing games or any of those kinds of things is going to get your Sims' fun need up but decrease their work performance. Working hard will get their fun need down but increase their work performance. And I find that like socializing with your coworkers kind of keeps your work performance at the same level, but it does get your social need to go up. These are really important, especially you can also do this in school and have your Sims work hard while they're in school, like studying hard, just so that you can get those promotions a little bit quicker and make a little bit more money. The next thing is that if you have a toddler in your house, you want to get them the thinking skill early. Now this is one of the harder skills to get because it just seems to take longer every single time. But toddlers that have the thinking skill are going to be less defiant, wake you up less in the middle of the night, make less messes, and just be better. So they'll actually be willing to get a bath, they'll be willing to listen to everything you say, and they just are better to take care of. If they don't have the thinking skill, they're just going to be like little rambunctious crazies and run around the house, and it's just so stressful. So get them at least to level 2 or 3 of the thinking skill as fast as possible. The next thing is that you can use satisfaction points that you earn through aspirations to buy rewards. There's a bunch of reward traits that are actually extremely helpful if you're able to save up a ton of satisfaction points, like never weary, which means your Sim never has to actually sleep. There's also one where they're like rarely weary or something. I don't remember what it's called, but then they don't need that much sleep. There's some where they're like hardly hungry, where they don't have to eat anything. There's some where they don't have to go to the bathroom, just so you have a little bit more time. There's also things like gym rat, morning owl, like all of those type of things. And these can be really, really helpful in getting different things done. I'm a very goal-oriented Sims player, so I like to do things that are going to make it go better. And so I use satisfaction points to buy rewards all the time. And another thing about satisfaction points is that if you want to get more of them, you can also turn whims on in the game menu. Whims were something that were in the Sims 4 base game at the launch, and they kind of just made them disappear, but you can still enable them if you want to. They're kind of silly things that don't have anything really to do with your Sim's personality, but they can give you a little bit of satisfaction just for doing random tasks like cooking a certain meal or buying them a bee box if you have the Sims 4 seasons. The next thing is if you want your Sim to have a certain body type and for them to keep that body type, you need to pay attention to what they're eating. Food in The Sims 4 actually has not really calories, but like a calorie-like system, where if your Sim is eating like garden salads every day, their weight will pretty much stay the same, but if they're eating things like hamburgers or pasta or eating when they're not hungry, they are going to gain weight. And in the game, the only way to actually like get them to slim down is to get them to run on a treadmill and do cardio exercises or go jogging, of course, go outside. Enjoy the outdoors. But you want to pay attention to this if you want to keep your Sims slim, or you can get them to just eat whatever they want if they want to get them a little bit more chunky, depending on your storytelling. One of the best skills to have in The Sims 4 is handiness, because of course your things are going to break and your Sims will be able to fix them faster, but you can also upgrade things like your toilets, your sinks, your showers, your fridges, your stoves, everything in the game, like your computers, and get these really, really good moodlets from them. Like you can add a bidet to your Sim's toilet and then they just have a better experience while they're using it. You can also make a lot of things unbreakable, which is extremely helpful if you don't feel like fixing stuff every few days when your toilets break or your sinks decide to break. They also have things like self-cleaning, which is incredible. So definitely get the handiness skill up, get someone in your house to be very handy and fix all of these things and upgrade all of these things. So all of those were kind of like base game things, but I do have a couple, only 3, that are more pack specific. The first one is The Sims 4 Parenthood, and that pack came with those school projects that you can get. So if you have Parenthood, you can actually go and buy those school projects, put them on your lot, and get your Sims to do them. even if they haven't been assigned to them, and it will help their performance and get them skills. So you're able to just kind of spend the weekend doing these school projects, even if the teachers weren't like, hey, here's a school project, but you can be like, hey teacher, I did this, give me grades, you know? Maybe be a little bit of a suck up, but these can definitely help your students' work performance. The next thing is something I talk about all the time, and it is the Sims 4 fitness stuff. Fitness stuff comes with these earbuds that you can purchase, and they're so good. You can actually have your sim wear them all the time and just turn them on in your sim's inventory, and then they'll just be increasing their fun need at all times during the day, and it's so beautiful. This is especially helpful if your sims are in university and they're writing papers and doing their homework and going to class. You can just have them have their headphones in, and their fun need will stay pretty much perfect all of the time. And I would say that this is one of the best gameplay items for someone like me who's very focused and like task oriented when playing The Sims, but I definitely think that it's really, really great because you can get a lot more done when your sims are having fun. And the final thing on this list is for The Sims 4 Discover University. Now, if you have a sim who ages up from a child to a teen and you need to get some skills for this kid, I would honestly suggest getting the research and debate skill if you're going to send them to university. You can get this by clicking on a mirror and going practice debate, and then they'll be able to gain this skill. And this is because gaining this skill makes them do papers in university faster, it makes their homework go faster, and it makes them have higher quality work, which is awesome. And it makes like just everything about university so much quicker, and especially if you're taking the 5 classes. How many classes can you take? And I honestly don't remember. I think it's 4. But if you're taking a full class load, you'll have a lot of homework, and it can be very, very stressful. So if you have the research and debate skill and the fitness stuff earbuds, you're golden in university in The Sims 4. But yeah, guys, those are just a couple of my favorite gameplay tips for The Sims 4 for beginners or for people who are more casual players of the game, unlike me. Okay, I play this game a lot. But if you enjoyed this video, I really hope that you will subscribe to the channel and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I really like making videos like this, little roundups and tips videos. I find them to be a lot of fun, so if you have any ideas for more videos like this, you can definitely leave them in the description down below, and I will try my best to make them in the future. I really hope that you're having an awesome day, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.